morning, everybody. It is Friday, September 13th, Friday the 13th. My name is Karen, and this is BobbleHeadKnits. So, welcome back, everybody. I have been gone for a few weeks. As many of you know, I recently started a new job, and I also moved in the middle of that 6 weeks training for my new job. So it's been crazy, and I was gone for a few weeks while I was getting things just done and professionally and personally, and now I'm back. So a little bit of a different background, the lighting, things are not quite perfect yet. First of all, I am in my office / craft room, but I haven't really put everything away. It's still a bit of a mess. I haven't figured out the lighting, all those things, but I did want to come back and record. So you get what you get today, basically. So, all right, big things I'll talk about in a while after I talk about my knitting. I haven't got a ton of knitting to show you just because I've been so busy. I haven't been able to knit a whole lot, but I'll show you a little bit. I do have one finished object. It is Atticus's Oslo hat. There it is. And I made it to match an Oslo hat for his dad. Twinsies. 2 hats. All right. These are made out of hedgehog fibers, alpaca DK. Super soft, love this yarn. And the colorway is banana legs. So these are Christmas gifts. They're done, they're not blocked, but I will get them blocked soon. I'm gonna just block a bunch of things at the same time because I'm not too far off on a few other things. So, I knit the size, I believe it was, I'm gonna look it up because my laptop's right here. So hang on one second and I'll just tell you specifically. Okay, I knit, my stepson's hat is a size medium, and Atticus's hat is a size small, I believe. Let me double check though. Yes, it's a small. And I love these Oslo hats. I've made so many of these this year and last year, so it's a pattern I keep going back to because it's such a great pattern. So these are going in stockings. I have one more to make for his Atticus's mom, my daughter-in-law. It will not be in this color. She actually saw some yarn in my stash and asked for a hat made out of it, so I'm pulling that out. I'm gonna knit with that. Atticus's hat used 88 grams. Yeah, 88 grams. So I have a little bit left of one ball of it. And yeah, it's a very sweet little hat. It's gonna be just a tad bit big on him. He is, how old is he now? April. He is 17 months. So his head is not quite the size of a small hat, but it won't fit in the extra small. So that's why he got a small one, but it's fine. All right, whips. I have more whips and I'm gonna show you obviously, but I'm gonna show you the 2 whips that I've been working on the last few weeks. I have not made a lot of progress, but that's another story in itself, which I'll talk to you about later when I tell you life stuff. So I am on my second sock. A nice rib sock is the pattern name. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and if you hang on, I'll tell you who it's by. It is by Glenna C. And I'm knitting it with my Yarny Corners sock yarn in the colorway Green Lantern. And then the green is just a contrasting color from Soccer Mom Knits. And I have turned, I'm doing the, I've done the heel flap, I'm now just doing the decreases, and we'll do the foot. And with any luck, I'll have this done this coming week because the person I want to give it to is having a birthday. So I'm hoping that I can get it done. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully this weekend I will have a lot of time to knit. So, all right, next whip is my husband's painting brick scarf. There it is. I'm in the middle of a row. I've not done a whole lot. His birthday is October 6th, so I need to pick up the pace. It's easy knitting. You'll find out soon why I'm not getting a lot done. But it is really an easy pattern, and I love the colors. He loves the colors. He knows he's getting it. So, and let me tell you what yarn it is. Hold on a second here. I'm getting there. I am using wool from Stephen and Penelope. All the colors here, the different colors, these 4 colors are from the Mill region Veendam in the Netherlands. I got it when I went to Stephen and Penelope earlier this summer. And yeah, it's just beautiful. I'm holding it double to get DK weight because it is sock or fingering weight. And yeah, it's just nice yarn. The contrasting, the brown is Jameson and Smith. DK weight, Jameson and Smith, and it is the colorway Cocoa. I got that from Little Knits, which is an online yarn store out of Seattle, and they have really good, I don't know how they get their yarn. They must buy, like, people, you know, are like discontinuing yarn. They get a bunch of it and they sell it at a huge discount. So I got that Jameson and Smith yarn. It is a little scratchy, but it would bother me if I had it wrapped around my face. But my husband said it doesn't bother him, so I'm like, okay, I'll use it. But it is a really nice yarn. It's very clingy, which is good because it makes it easier to knit with. And yeah, that's it. And it's just basically a lot of knitting, purling, and slipping stitches. So very easy, which is what I need right now. All right, the next thing I'm knit on, but I've hit a roadblock. Hang on. I am trying to get it with my feet because it's on the floor. Yes, I'm sitting in my new office chair. It's a very bright neon green. Chartreuse would be the color. So this week I started thinking, oh, I really should get back to knitting on my blanket because I would like my blanket to be done. One reason I want my blanket to be done is because my house is cold. We have the thermostat set at 75 and we're all freezing. So yeah, it's just a crazy setup here. So I was like, it would be nice to have a blanket, wouldn't it? So here we are, knitting on the blanket. Hold on one second, I'll show you. What happened is I started knitting it, and this is the Incredible Blanket, which is a Purl Soho pattern. I started knitting it this week, and I realized that I was on another color, and I realized that I had messed up, and I was like, I don't like the way it's looking, so I'm gonna pull that color out. I'm gonna start those rows again. Well, because you are knitting into the row below, when I pulled it out, it kind of got funky looking. It just looks weird. And when I picked up all the stitches to start knitting again, I was like, something's off here. So I need to go back and fix it. But at the time I was knitting on it, I was wasn't able to get right back to it. So I pulled, it's still on the needles because I pulled everything out for that one color, stuck it back in the needles, and was like, I need to go back and figure out what is going on with these stitches here. So I need to do that. I hopefully will do that today. Obviously, I have a long way to go to finish this blanket, but I feel like I can salvage it. It's not a hopeless situation. So that's how all of these are woven in. I just haven't cut the ends. So this is I was showing you the wrong side. There it is. There's the right side. But if you look, do you see there's like, first of all, okay, well this is there because I had done the weave and Steven and it's just hanging out there since I ripped it out. So I do need to get that back going. And then, I don't know, just like these stitches right there, see how they all dropped down? So I need to fix those basically. This is obviously not gonna be done anytime soon, unless I turn it into a scarf, which could happen. But yeah, I just need to fix it. So I am using Pearl Soho's linen quill to knit it. I bought a bunch of minis from them, and then I just randomly dip my hand into a bag, pull out a color, and that's the color I do every time I switch colors, which is every 2 rows. So yeah, okay. So I need to fix that, and I know that. So I only showing you that because I was working on it this week. All right, I have other whips, as you all know, but they're right now just piled over there. You can't see this whole side of the room is a disaster. And I just, for right now, the only brain space I have is for 2 whips that are active, 3 whips that are active. So I will get to those other whips when I get to them, basically. I do have some deadlines with them. I'm going to walk through at some point to tell you I have a list of whips that I talked to you about a few episodes ago that I'd written out, and I was going to go check them off as I did them, and I had like due dates and all that. I still have it. Actually, hang on one second. I'm just going to open it because we can obviously check one thing off, so we should probably do that. But I kind of just needed to rein things in, so I did. And that's why I'm not working on all of the whips at once like I was before. So, but nothing got frogged. I mean, everything's still very much, you know, I'm gonna do them and all that. It's just that for this month, because of everything going on in my life, I just was like, okay, just focus on a small bit of those, a small amount. All right. So yes, hang on a second. I'm going to show you. I'm going to pick this up and let's see. Oh yes, look, there it is. You can't really read it, but this is the list I was talking about. And I kind of mapped things out when I needed them by, all that. And yeah, I did actually finish one thing, which was Atticus's hat. So we can go ahead and mark that as done. Hang on. Let's see if it lets me. I may just have to write on it. Hang on. It may not even let me edit it. Let's see. Yeah, it's not gonna let me edit it because this is not, I don't even know why, but it's not. But we'll figure it out and I will cross it off, and you guys don't need to see me do that. But I have 13 things on the list and only got one of them done, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. All right, as far as acquisitions, I don't have any acquisitions. One thing I did, I got it a while ago. I think I've shown it to you. It's yarn from Mustache Yarn that I was going to do the Imagine Dragons mystery, I guess, gnome along. I don't know what you call it, but basically it started at the beginning of September, and I didn't cast it on because I realized that the last thing I needed to do was to be doing a mystery project. Well, I mean, I know it's a gnome, but as far as what it looks like and all. So I still have the yarn. It's over there in that side of the yarn. And yeah, one of those things I had to let go of. It will get knit up because I would like to have it for in here once I get this room set up, and I'd like to have it before Christmas. So we will get there, but no rush. I don't have to be like doing it as the same time as everyone else. So, all right, that's it as far as knitting. But let's talk, if you aren't sticking around, that I totally get that. But if you want to hear about how the move went, how the job's going, all that stuff, and what I am doing with this room, then do stick around because I'm going to do that next. For those of you leaving, I really appreciate you watching. And you can leave me a comment here. You can like and subscribe. You can also follow me on Ravelry and Instagram on BobbleHeadKnits on both of those. And that's it. So, all right, for the rest of you, deep breath. Having a little coffee, okay? It's iced coffee. I made it myself. All right. The move went well. So I started my new job beginning of August. It was 6 weeks of very intense training. Even though a big chunk of the job is stuff that I've done for 30 some years, there are parts of the job that are not things I've done. And so I was in this training thing and I was released early. Yay! So my new work schedule, all that started today. So I will be off on Friday and Saturdays. That will be my weekend. Yay! And then I'll be working Sunday through Thursday. I work from home. I work from this room. This is my office / yarn room. So the move happened on August 30th. And it went fine. I was working. So I came over here. My husband had set up my desk for me the week before. And so I came over here early that morning and basically just sat down and worked while my husband and daughter took care of everything else. And I was here when the movers got here, but my daughter and husband came from the other house, came here. And everything got brought in fine. Everything went fine as far as that. But of course, you know, it's like you don't just unpack and settle in a week. So it's been a couple weeks and we have, most of the upstairs is done, like set up. Last night we got our outdoor patio done, which was so nice. This office / yarn room I have started to organize, but it's nowhere near where it needs to be. So behind me right now, you can see all that? Yeah, that's not staying there. That's just, I stuck it up there to get it out of the way. Those are all my pins, and there's more if I move. There. I collect Olympic pins and also Disney pins. So I'm very selective about what I get. So I just am very, you know, like I have to actually go, like I don't have Olympic pins that like from all over, but I get them for Olympics that I'm somehow, either I've gone to that Olympic Games or I'm somehow connected to that, or it's hard to explain. whatever. You're not here to hear about that. All right. Yeah. So I did get all of my yarn. I decided that all of my yarn needed to be stuck in bags and stored properly. I don't want it sitting out. I have, I think, yeah, I only have one big ball of Noro yarn sitting out on a shelf, only because it wouldn't fit. I could put it where I stash my yarn, which I will show you eventually, but right now it's just like a disaster in here. So I won't show you till later. I do have, remember I had the door with the project bag door that I wasn't able to open all the way because I had so many project bags, and they were projects that I hadn't cast on yet, but I had plans to. So I went through those bags and I brutally was like, seriously, are you going to knit this? Are you just like saying you're going to and you're not going to? I got rid of most of them. I had like 16 or 17. I now have 4 bags right there. Just 4. Look. Yep, 4. You can't or you can open the door and all the way. It's great. Yeah, so that was really good. During the move, I realized, you'll love this, I realized that I really don't need any knitted socks. I mean, I have so many socks that I did not hand knit, but until I get rid of some of those, I'm not gonna go out of my way to really knit a ton of socks for myself. I will continue knitting socks, but I think most of them will go away, like will be given as gifts or, you know, donate it, whatever. But I have this, this huge bag. Remember this? Yeah. This is all my sock yarn. I need to find new use for most of it. So that's on the list of things to do, but down the road. I'll still knit socks occasionally, but I'm not gonna, knitting a pair of socks a month is probably not gonna continue past this year because I was unpacking and I got a new dresser. It's like next to the bed, so it's like a nightstand dresser, but it's a good sized dresser. My socks take up 2 drawers in it, and they're big drawers. So I was like, just lay off the sock knitting. If I knit socks, I think really I need to knit shorties because I do need those. So I'll finish what I have on my needles and I'll reassess basically. All right, so yeah, that was kind of the move situation. I'll eventually get this room livable, like presentable, that I can share it with you. There is, if you look over there, my big crafting light is there because I don't need it in our living room anymore. There's a little chair over there, right there. That's a chair that, it's actually my daughter's from when she was a little kid, but we pulled it out for Atticus so when he comes over, he can sit in it. But I didn't want it just sitting out in the living room, so it's in here for now. And then really the plan is eventually we're gonna get like a little sofa sleeper, like a two-seat little sofa that pulls out into a bed, because we would like to have, you know, room for if Atticus spend the night or whatever. It's not like an immediate need, so we'll get it down the road, but there will be some seating over there. The problem is that I really don't know that I'm gonna sit in here and knit, because I sit in here and work all day. So it's not, to me, I'm like, there's other places I could sit. So we'll see, you know, but eventually that'll get figured out. I am gonna put some pictures up, like hang some art. So next time I record, you will see art behind me, like nice art, not what's up there now. So yeah, this is kind of a mission or things on the to-do list this week is to get this room at least like things picked up off the floor, basically. All right, new job wise, going great. Like I said, I was released early from training. So I started this past week just doing regular work. And then I will start my new schedule. I've started my new schedule. Today is the first day of it. So that's going good. It's a lot of information being like, you know, that I have to absorb. So between that and the move, I was like, I can't podcast right now. I need to just really focus on getting, you know, things under control. So I felt like this week I was like, okay, I'm feeling better, so I'm gonna go ahead and podcast. So yeah, here I am. All right. Other things, not really a whole lot. Atticus and his family, his parents, they only live like around the corner from us, so we get to see him just about every day. It's great. And we just go and walk down the alley between our houses, and yeah, there's a little Addie standing at my back door. So yeah, that's been really nice. It's also been really nice being back in a house that's at ground level. So I've lived in a high-rise building for, it's been like almost 10 years. So I didn't realize how much I miss having a yard and having immediate access to the outdoors. And it's been just really nice. And like I open my window and get fresh air in here and all that, which I didn't realize I missed until I got here. I also thought I would miss living in a downtown area because I used to live in downtown Denver. Now I live in Denver, but I live on the outskirts of downtown. I don't miss that. I thought I would. It's really quiet here, which I was like, where are all the screaming people and the cars driving like, you know, maniacs downtown, big trucks and all that. And we don't have that now. So that's been really nice. I've done a little bit of reading. I had to also put my reading on pause for obvious reasons. You know, at the end of the day, between training for the new job and then moving and all that, I've been exhausted. So you can understand that. But I did, I am reading some new books that I'll tell you about. Hang on one second. I need to open my Goodreads, and you can follow me on Goodreads. I don't know if I have my Goodreads. I think my Goodreads is actually set as what Karen reads. What Karen reads. In case I wasn't clear on that. But I think that's what my username is. I can't remember. Hang on, I'm gonna look right now because I'm now in Goodreads. Hold on. It's taking a second to load. No, I changed it to Bobblehead Reads. So Bobblehead Reads is my Goodreads. So if you want to see what I'm reading or other books that I've read. All right, so since I recorded last, I finished a couple books. I finished Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent. And that was actually a really good book. There were a lot of triggers in there though, so, you know, I'll just tell you that so if you're interested in reading it. But it's by a British author, I think British. This woman who, she's been told she's autistic, but she turns out that she's not, that she was traumatized as a child. I won't tell you what happened, but, and it's like after her dad dies, the whole story comes out. It's like she's left with no parents. She has no siblings that she knows of. And this whole story comes out. And so it's that story being told. So, yeah, it was a really good read and enjoyed that book. But I will tell you, if you are interested in reading that book, do your research before. There are triggers. Think of the book The Room, that kind of thing. So, all right, the other book I finished was Tom Lake by Ann Pratchett. And that was also really good. Kind of a slow, kind of, you know, just a story of a woman who, you know, she's young. Well, she's telling the story as an adult, like my age adult, to her daughters. And the story itself happened when she was like in her like late teens, early 20s. And it's kind of a summer love story type thing. A really nice book. And it's gotten a lot of, well, it's been out for a while. I think a couple of years, and it's gotten awards and good press and all that. So those were the last 2 books I finished. It's been a couple of weeks since I finished a book, but I am reading a couple new books now. I've whittled it down to only 2 books that I'm reading. One is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. And I'm really enjoying that book. I know a lot of people have been reading that. So, you know, it's set in the Pacific Northwest. There's an octopus in the story that lives in an aquarium. And there are people around the octopus, and it's their story is what we're finding out. So, my God, the lighting in here is terrible. I have to figure that out. I think it will be a matter of what time I record and opening multiple windows and all that. So sorry about the bad lighting. All right. The other book I am reading is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. And that is a book set in Scotland. I'm not very far into it, but it's a mystery type book. And a couple are getting married in this remote Scottish island. And something happens, but I don't know what, that causes a mystery. So that's where I am on that. Haven't been watching TV because our TV is broken. We don't think that the movers broke it. We think that something burnt out right around the time that we moved. My husband thinks he can fix it. He cannot. It's a very complicated fix, but he wants to try. So he spent $100 and some to get the part. He is gonna try to fix it. We're also looking at new TVs. Yeah. We'll let him try. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, the other thing that broke in the move, and this I do blame on the movers. They were very good movers, but yeah, they broke our bed. So we have a bed that it's like one of those beds that you can move up and down, like a hospital bed, only not a hospital bed. And the pump, the mechanism that makes it go up and down, they broke it off the bed. So we're trying to see if we can get a new part and reattach it. But if we can't, then we're gonna have to buy a new bed. So I don't know. I'm gonna suggest if we can't fix it, that we give our daughter that bed, which is a queen size bed. It's fairly new. It's only like a few years old, but it doesn't go up and down anymore. I'm thinking we give that to our daughter, who is still sleeping in a twin size bed in this humongous room down in the basement. And so she could probably use that queen bed better, you know, like have more room, but then we would get a new one. So that's going to be my suggestion to my husband if we end up needing a new bed. I mean, honest to God, we could live without the up and down part, but I like having the up and down part because I like to to be in there reading at night. And I can do it, but it's more comfortable when you're in 0 G's and, you know, the bed's all in cool shapes. So yeah, so those are the only 2 things that did not survive the move. The TV, I don't think was really the mover's fault. I think it was like on the outs before then. But my husband, you know, who watched some YouTube videos, has decided that he can be a TV repairman. So we'll see how that goes. If not, we'll be buying a new TV. All right, everything else going well. I hope everyone is doing well. We're at a little over 30 minutes. I'm gonna wrap this up, and I will be back with any luck next week with better lighting, with a better background, all that stuff. So everybody have a great week. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and keep on knitting. Bye.